Hello, hello, folks. Hello, friends.
I have
family.
a spaceship.
Yeah, he's got a spaceship.
Morning.
Anyway, now we introduced you to his new spaceship. He's got a nerd collection about a mile long.
How about this for $1? They're selling little models for $1. So I got one.
Yeah, we and my soon-to-be Mrs. Ex-Missus are still kind of split up. I'm still trying to deal with it. I wrote the poems before about sleep, calm, and all that, to where, I'm kind of relaxing myself. So I figure, I get back to my alternate universe, and this is one of them. It was originally planned to be part of a novel story, but I chose to make it a blank verse instead. Yet another poem that originated from a saying or a phrase. People who stay up all night or late night, they become night owls. So
I'm a night owl.
I took the saying and put it into a story. But only it's not about night owls. It's about a couple of guys that were abducted, and they were these pagans that abducted them attempted to possess their bodies with the demonic spirits or creatures. But they would fight against the possession, even though the bodies were transformed. They would become creatures of the night, and they would go out. It's like
They became vampires.
Sort of like a superhero. It's night owls. They're giant night owl creatures.
Oh,
So they became like
that'll be an interesting show, actually.
yeah. So they became like protectors of this little town they lived in, and they set about to dismantling the pagans that abducted them and killed them. And wiped them out, and became sort of like a superhero, sort of like Venom, so to speak, or Blade, or
They're anti-heroes.
Morbius.
Not anti-hero. They're anti-heroes.
They're anti-heroes. Sort of like what these creatures are here, these night owls. So this is what I came up with. Hope you enjoy it. It's pretty neat, actually. It's not the only blank. I've had other blank verses, but this is the one that's I began to put into like a story format.
This would make a good movie, actually.
To a story format, and made a blank verse poem out of it. So I want you to read it, and like he said, it's a good story idea. I mean, it's really good. It really is a good to tell about, like make a big screenwrite for a movie or something. This is pretty neat. The concept of it is. Night owls. This was 1994, of course. This is
They make a night order.
Yeah, we're still in the split up with me and Rhonda and the kids. So this is one of my poems that was meant to be story, but I made a blank verse. And here we go. They were bound with chains and set upon two brazen altars. The pagans were preparing a ritual to alter their appearance, to make them into evil creatures, but their inner soul fought against it. They will become horrendous-looking monsters, on huge monstrous legs, sharp claws and teeth. They have the head of an owl, and they have the wings to fly. They turn on their creators and destroy them. They punish them for what they did. Upon discovering they have great strength, they return to the town from whence they came. The town is overrun by evil dwellers. They make it their goal to rid the town of all the evil that lives there. It becomes a necessity to protect innocence. One by one, evil dwellers fall to them. The township begins to welcome them, after at first not accepting them. Demons from hell begin to interfere, but they too are abolished from here. They soon become the town guardians. They soon become heroic legends. They shredded evil without mercy, and they keep watch from hidden corners. You can ever so often hear wings flapping and the shriek of a rather large owl, or catch a glimpse of a watchful eye. The township remember who they are. They remember what happened to them, and they are grateful that they protect them. They were and are good at heart, but they are creatures of the night, for the sun hurts their eyes. So if you're here on a visit or now to live, don't be afraid, but rather feel safe. Feel comfort in your new-found home, full at ease to know evil has no place here. Here, in this town, in the valley, in a town where the night owls dwell.
That's kind of cool.
Like that?
I like that one.
Night owls. It's me visiting my alternate world, dealing with another hardship, another interesting concept. You know, I just wanted to visit and my way of fighting back against adversity. And here's another one I think you will like. You ever wonder what it would be like to get sucked into a pictureless TV and introduced to an amazing game world? Well, my TV, as I was sitting in front of it, listening to my headphones, suddenly comes to life and draws me into it. I'm hurled into a sense of exciting games, and I'm actually flying the Starfighter. Well, not really, but this poem gives you that impression. So basically, you're sitting in a chair, like a recliner chair or something, just sit back, relaxed, listen to the headphones, looking at a blank TV screen, and you're just sitting there, and you're looking at it, and all of a sudden the TV begins to wave and comes to life, and you start moving forward, and you start shooting obstacles and asteroids and going on wild ramps and through a loop, warp speed, light speed, whatever speed you're going to be going at, while you listen to this music. No, I'm not on drugs. I've never done drugs in my life. This is a creation straight out of the mind. Not from an hallucination or anything. Just something I decided. So like night owls, this is just something I decided to put together in my head. And this was also back in 1994, and it's actually called the blank TV screen, or this blank TV screen. Sitting still, firm and in a trance, staring at a blank TV screen, you see your reflection staring back at you. You study the stillness of the TV, going deeper and deeper into thought. Your imagination is going to take a ride, and you're not even going to try to stop it. Suddenly, you see lines going across the screen, then a picture at your favorite game, Stun Runner. A game where you go at awesome speeds, going through tunnels, shooting or avoiding obstacles. The tunnels aren't always the same, they change. In this game, however, you are the controller. No quarters or a time limit, and you're now moving forward. Slowly the pace begins, tunnel lines going by you. Quicker now as your speed begins to increase. Even quicker, the tunnel lines now zipping by you. Keeping your speed, the tunnel splits. Choosing a direction, you now have obstacles and ramps. You ramp and land, shooting your adversaries down. As they disintegrate, their particles pass by you. The tunnel ends, but your speed will increase. You will be going faster than you already were, now flying at warp speed through space. The stars are nothing but streaks of light. You're now headed toward the sun.
Oh, you're I have some visuals.
It's like an exploding flame as you exit the other side. You now come upon an asteroid field. You You still have your lasers at the ready. You must blast your way through. Pressing on the triggers firmly, no slowing down, a spectacular light show in front of you. The asteroids explode and break apart. The pieces begin to zip by you. The asteroid field no more. You break free. On a white road now, the speed increases. Dark space surrounds you and you begin to go faster. As dead ahead, a computer maze awaits. Ever heard of Warp 9? Well, you have exceeded it. Now, without slowing down the tiniest bit, you slam into the maze as it explodes. Particle beams fly outward and at you. A flashing white light goes through your mind, blinding at first. It begins to dim a little. You can see your reflection again in the TV. For a moment, you just sit there in astonishment, putting your hands to your head to see if you're okay. Moving forward, reaching for the TV, touching it. It's warm, but you never even turned it on. Throwing yourself back into your chair, shaking your head bewilderedly. You reply, in short, wow.
I added visuals.
What do you think of that one?
I added some visuals for it. I like that one.
Like that one?
Yeah, I added some space visuals. They needed a spaceship, so I added a spaceship.
Well, I can't, of course, like I said, the breakup lasted about 3 months. She called me and said I had left a book or something over at the house.
Was it this book?
She said she wanted to just be friends. But then when I went over there, of course, we helped her get her back on her feet, get a more dependable vehicle. Well, the vehicles we had were
shitty.
Were shitty. We couldn't get them licensed. We kept getting pulled over by the police officer for expired tags and stuff, and of course the cars kept breaking down on her. So I came over there, and sometimes I would stay over, but I would sleep in a different room.
Oh, by the way, is anyone curious about what this ship is? It's a Star Wars Interceptor class frigate. So y'all can look that up and have fun. It's a pirate frigate.
Okay. Anyway, sometimes I would get into with somebody. She had a little rocking chair, and one time I sat on the rocking chair and I rocked her to sleep. I massaged her back so she could rest. Sometimes, though, the massage led to intimate moments. The alarm sounded, and I heard a rustle as someone got up suddenly. It was her heading in my direction. So even though I slept in the other room, she was like a little schoolgirl. Every time she wake up about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, she'd come in there and lay down in bed with me. Didn't do anything, just cuddled at first. And of course, we all know cuddling leads to eventual other stuff. But anyway, that's how we end up getting back together. Of course, so much for the friendship. And she wanted to get back in the church again, so the church atmosphere was, Now we're at this next point as a triumph and a blessing to be surrounded with so much. Because every time we went to church, it was like we took up 2 pews, literally. Because it wasn't just us that went to church. We had 2 cars at the time. I'd gotten me another car, and she had gotten a car for a friend. And so we had 2 vehicles. They were running, good running vehicles. Actually had tags on both of them. Both of them were insured. Liability only, but they were still both insured. One time we jumped in the car and we forgot one.
What?
Yes, we forgot one. One of the kids. It was Joey. Joey
was he small?
Yeah. Well, no, because he was small. Well, he got in the car and then he got back out of the car. It's like Home Alone. He got back out of the car, went inside to use the restroom or something, And then he came back out. Both cars were going. It was like, hey, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had 12. Where's the 12th one at? Oh, shit. Left Joey at the house. So I stayed there with the kids. She went back and retrieved Joey. And brought him. Of course, he was crying. I love him. And she told him, oh, I'm sorry. I apologized to him repeatedly and brought him in the car. We went to church. We had Easter egg hunts at the church. And of course...
Dad, that just sounds something interesting.
We had Easter egg hunts at the church. And because, like I said, the church was run by my second or third cousin. I think it was Delton. And I forgot the name of the wife. But Amy eventually got her diploma there. She dropped out of school and then went back to, they had a little school thing there. Of course, it wasn't really recognized as a diploma, but it was recognizable to them as her finally getting a high school diploma. So, a lot of them did that. When they couldn't get the actual diploma, they went there and finished off their schooling. So they had a little school there along with the church. Of course, you had your bad seeds run around, try to cause mischief. But anyway, I don't know if it's still there or not. I just know it was pretty comfortable environment. Everybody had fun. It was like a family. But we did end up getting back together. Tried it again. And of course, like I said, relationships that start on hard circumstances, they never last. And they're always rocky. And this one was still, like I said, it was a roller coaster ride. But the kids wouldn't let go of me, especially the daughter, Heather. She wouldn't let go of me. And the boys, they didn't care one way or the other whether I stayed or gone left. But after I proved that I was going to come back and stay, they began to accept me, and accept me back as family, as a father figure. And I've been father to them ever since.
He's my daddy.
So I made this next poem as a sort of like a triumph. This is going to be a short segment because it's going to end this. So it's going to end this chapter. I think it's chapter 7. It's fixing to end chapter 7, and fix to head into chapter 8. Chapter 8 is going to be shadow crossing, and the reason it's called shadow crossing, you'll understand why it's called called shadow crossing as we get into the chapter. This is episode 29. In the end of chapter 7, as we know it. Like I said, it's going to be a very short episode. But, like I said, we're back together. She called me. And I was still holding it down. I was still holding down the job. We got back together, got into church. It is what it was, or was what it is. So, this next poem is called Breakthrough. And that's the reason this chapter was called Breakthrough, because it signifies the end of the beginning of a long, enduring relationship.
Well, before you...
That would get to, hold on. That would end up getting into a marriage, and of course end up producing this turkey right here beside me. Show your head. End up producing him as a little munchkin and his brother. They would end up coming into the picture.
I need to shave again. Oh, before you do anything with the poem, I was looking at the ship. You know Wikipedia?
Okay.
But for Star Wars, it's called Wookipedia.
What?
Wookipedia. Wikipedia.
Of course,
it's literally called Wikipedia.
Of course, Star Wars would be different. The Wikipedia instead of Wikipedia. Anyway,
it's amazing, and I love it.
Anyway, here's the poem.
See, look, Wikipedia.
Oh my God, that's just weird. Only Star Wars.
Wikipedia.
Only a Star Wars nerd would come up with that. Anyway.
I'm like, that's amazing.
Anyway, here's Breakthrough. It's 95 now. We're going into 95. Here I lie, dreaming of home on high, where I will live happy, the Lord and I. A war I fought so valiantly and brave, a war that was tough, yet I was saved. Now I lay here, old and grayed. I am dying, but I'm unafraid. Look at the woman I loved all these years. Dry your eyes, my sweet, dry your tears. For I soon will be free. I will rest till Judgment Day to live in heaven's nest. And that wraps up chapter 7. And the next chapter, like I said, it's going to be Shadow Crossing. And you'll understand why I named it Shadow Crossing as we get further into the chapter. But in the meantime, like I said, the episodes usually run about 30 to 35 minutes. That was a short segment. And short but sweet, but a good wrap up to chapter 7. Explaining how we got back together, got back into church, gave my life back to God at that moment in time. A lot of our kids we took to church, and I got back into the Christian belief, back in the Christian world. I don't know how many stayed that way. I know a lot of them still consider me a father figure.
I think all of us do.
A big brother, a role model.
Even Joey still loves you.
I don't consider myself a role model, but that's how some of them still look at me.
Heather does. I know Heather does. Heather loves you.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, I try to treat people the right way. And I try to treat these kids the right way. And I try to give them the love and attention and love and affection that they are seemingly not getting, or we're not getting enough of, because they have broken families. A lot of them have broken families. And you can get so much love from one parent, but you actually need two parents to get the proper love and affection that you need. When you only have one parent, it's kind of hard to get that, and for some of them, it was like I filled that void, even though I wasn't attached to their mother. I was friends with them, but I was in a relationship with someone else. But due to the fact I was spending so much attention with them, spending so much time with them, I was still, maybe not like a father figure, but maybe a big brother. I was still there for them. And they always came over to the house. We had what we called Laugh Olympics. Yeah, like the Looney Tunes cartoon, Laugh Olympics. We had our own version of it. We had bicycle races. We had little go out there and spin your head across on the bar, then run back races. We had little competitions, little running races. I gathered all the kids up in the yard, about 10, 12 of them. I gathered them all up in the yard, and we had little Olympics.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, it was a blast. The kids loved the hell out of it.
It was outside fun.
It was outside fun. It was the best fun you can ever have, and I was right in the middle of it. And that's kind of why they looked up to me, and they still appreciate the fact that I spent that kind of time with them. And
she cared for them.
And one of them, when I met when we moved out of that place into the other place, our home that we would have for 14 years, or 10 years. It was 10 years, I think. We had that home for 10 years. But he credits me for him being a diesel mechanic. So I took time out and walked out there and showed him the parts of the motor. Opened up the hood, showed him how to change the oil, and how to check the radiator fluid. His name was Jamie, by the way. And a lot of the kids' neighborhoods here, there's Bubba, Mandy or Amanda. That was Amanda. That's what it was. That was Amanda.
Mandy, per nickname.
Yeah, Jonathan, Matt, Emily. I forgot the little guy's name. I don't remember his name. But there was 4 of them. Sherry Maddox was her mother. There was a bunch of kids there. Jamie, sister Elizabeth, and Chelsea eventually came into the picture. Well, she had some issues, but that's okay.
We all had issues.
We all had issues. But no, I don't remember all of them. There's 3 boys: Jonathan, William, and we met when we got to our new house. They all kind of grown to respect me. They still do respect me to an extent. I mean, William have different points of view, so we had to cancel our friendship on Facebook because he didn't want to cause tension between me and Rhea. That's another story. We had different political views, but he still respects me. His brother respects me. A lot of them still look up to me. And when we meet, they remember. And that's all you can ask. That's all you can ask, is to make a difference in people's lives. And I like to think I made.
No matter what you do something, it makes a difference.
I like to think I made a big difference in some of their lives. James and Tony, of course, we already met them. They were Judy's kids. They were part of that little Laugh Olympics. They'd moved over close to where Rhonda was living.
You do something really small.
We got chased out of the trailer park.
And you make a really big difference for someone.
Yeah.
Resisting nice things for someone can make a big difference.
Yeah, it does. And it has a lasting impact when you treat people right. When you treat people wrong...
That's why in the Bible it says, treat people how you want to be treated.
Exactly.
You treat people nicely, you accept them, you love them. Then you're accepted, you're loved, and respected.
We also sat down and played game Nintendo. They had a Nintendo game.
That's why there's.
I would make Chris play until I beat him.
Yeah, Chris would beat your ass.
And sometimes, and then Chris eventually doesn't let me win. Just say, I'm tired of playing. I'll let him win. I won't try. I won't let it be known that I'll let him win, but I'll kind of half-heartedly do the last few segments and let him win so I can quit. Because he's getting tired. We had a little game called Clay Fighters.
I don't know why Chris was so good at literally everything.
We had a game called Clay Fighters. It's sort of like Mortal Kombat when you fight each other. We had little tournaments you go through. And Tony one time got upset, and me and Judy kind of got into it a little bit, but that's beside the point. But the thing is, I sit down there and we went outside playing games. We were inside playing on Nintendo. We were doing something always. We're always doing something. Anyway, that's how this all started. And as we get in Chapter 8 in the Shadow Crossing, you're going to see how it begins to unfold and eventually how it unravels. And of course, like I said, that relationship started under intense circumstances. But we made the most of it, and we got twins out of it. But before we got and Donald, he met his demise in a very ugly way. Did we talk about that last time?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. How he'd been warned by yours truly several times to straighten his life up and straighten things out, and of course he did abide by the restraining order and kept his distance from us and the kids and Rhonda, even though he lived next door to her. He found him somebody else, a big chested blonde. But one day he was at the county line, and he was at the bar. And the bartender said, "That's enough. I'm not giving you no more. You drink your limit. You're getting out of control. I'm not going to say no more booze." So he walked across the freeway, made it the first time.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
To the liquor store, and on his way back, he did make it.
He did make it.
He didn't make it. He met his demise on the freeway. in pieces down about a quarter mile down the freeway. Of course, that's where Charlie and Charlie and Jeff and Chastity came into the picture. They also became part of the clan that I was associated with. Me and Jeff had a pretty good relationship. Chastity was okay. Me and Charlie can kind of have a roller coaster relationship. He still respected me to an extent, but he tended to let his attitude and his jealousy get in the way of mine and Rhonda's relationship and cause some rift between us. But things happen, and of course her mother had a massive heart attack. Of course, Donald wasn't their kids. It was his brother's kids. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Like I said, next time. This has been 29 episode 29, the last episode of chapter 7. We're going to head into chapter 8, Shadow Crossing, the next time we get together. So in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. Bye-bye. Till next time. Yeah. Want to say anything else?
Wooka wooka.
Wooka wooka.
Wookie.
Bye.
Bye.